Welcome back to the Coach Cardoso Show, where we grow as a community. Today's an exciting day for me. I have here my friend Antonio Andrade Jr. of Andrade and Associates LLC. Great guy. I known him for a very long time. He's a father of two amazing daughters. And welcome to my show, Antonio.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me, boss.
You're welcome. So, obviously, this is all new to me. So, we're all going to grow together.
Fact.
So I'm learning as I go along. And what I understand, which I know, Andrade's associate is mostly a real estate holder.
hmm
So if you want to tell me more about what you do, I know a lot of what you do, but the audience doesn't. So
Well, as you know, we started with buying income properties, and then I branched off into doing rehabs and flips, and now I'm buying rental units in other cities now. So
yeah, where'd you start with real estate, and why did you get into real estate?
I started in 2002, maybe. I bought a 3-family in Rhode Island because Boston was too expensive. I couldn't afford it. Started in Rhode Island. The market went up, sold, came to Brockton, bought a couple in Brockton, and worked my way to Boston, and then back out. And then, I don't know, jumped into the workforce for a few and just did the rental thing for a while. Then I decided, let me take a chance on flipping, and started flipping.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just bring me here.
So you guys know what the growth's about and the hard work that Antonio has put in through the years. Some of you guys know him as Mr. Black. He's spent a year. I mean, he actually has been working full time for a long time. What have you been doing for?
I've been driving trash trucks for 16 years. I took the last 4 years off to do flips full time. And once everything was kind of settled, I went back in July and just buying bigger rental properties now. That's pretty much what the plan is. And I do little side stuff on the side. Right now, working on a condo, doing renovations with another friend of ours.
Yeah, when people talk about, they say, I don't have time to do this, but if you're not motivated to do it. But I mean, you're a guy that's built a successful real estate business, worked full time over the years, and raised two amazing young ladies now. So, what do you have to say to people who say, "Oh, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that"? Any words could be.
I mean, it boils down to the simple thing of people make time for the things they care about the most, right? So, I guess in the beginning, working with something I needed to do. And then as obviously you build your income in other lanes, it's more like, okay, I can go to work, but I can actually take time off and do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So that was kind of where I balanced the time out.
Well said. Well said. What anything you do for the mind for yourself that I mean, we're going to talk more about your business because I really really respect what you've done over the years. But anything that you do for yourself on a day to day.
Reading, I got a car fetish, so online auction, working out. I still play basketball, stuff like that. Stay active, But reading and gym is probably where I get the most.
Okay. What you did mention, I do remember though, you did start by selling cars. That's how you kind of got into the business. Am I correct?
That's correct. Right?
Okay.
So, like I said, I bought crash cars and just fix them, sell them, and just keep rinse and repeat till you get the capital to do what you're really trying to do, which is always go back to real estate. So everything starts in some other lane and then it's back to real estate.
Okay.
So,
Beautiful. What you mentioned reading. What's your favorite book?
Man, over the years, I think I like autobiographies just because I like seeing where people started and where they got to. So I think Work Harder, Not Smarter, 50 Cent might be one.
Yes,
Hurricanes
that's a good
with,
one.
and then you send me a bunch of books. So I mean,
Yeah.
Atomic Habits,
Yeah.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's
Okay.
like the Fisher Price. You start there, and then as you get your reading. I hated reading, so once I actually started reading books that kind of helped me in my field, it kind of made sense to just keep tapping in.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much what I
Yeah. But
what I
once
try
you
to do.
figured out, like I did, where the secrets were hidden, it was game
It's
over.
game over. Yeah,
Game over.
exactly,
Beautiful.
exactly. Yeah.
What do you? I know you working. You had mentioned you working on some projects out of state. What are you working on?
Right now I'm it's kind of in a trial run. I just bought 4 units in Ohio, in Cleveland, that need to be renovated and then rented. I'm also in the middle of putting a deal together for 21 units as well, and it's the same thing. Old warehouse being turned into loft condos, and these are long-term buy and hold properties, but I've never been in the market over there. I have some friends that bought in Columbus and Toledo, and they've been telling me over the years, hop on it. And then I watched the market go. They started in probably 6 years ago when everything was 5,000, 6,000. Now everything's like 100, 40. So I see there's room there. The rental market makes sense. You'd be surprised how much Section 8 pays in that area. Yeah, the bulk of my business is based on Section 8 rental. So the numbers make sense. So anywhere the numbers make sense, you'll see me.
Okay. That's amazing that you're able to take that leap. Like, what do you tell yourself like to take a leap? That's for example, I would say, hey, Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, that's far away. I don't know much about it. What gives you the courage? And what is it because you trial and errors in the past, or
Definitely trial and errors of the past. You take a loss. I've taken a bunch of losses. Obviously, that's how I gain the knowledge to actually win. But over the years, you lose enough money, you learn where to gamble and how to gamble. I think I've been a gambler my whole life. You watch me play CeeLo
yeah,
in the area and just different things. I've lost money in cars. I've lost money in real estate. I've lost money in stocks. And once you get a rhythm, you could kind of, like I said, it's a chance for me. So at the end of the day, the money makes sense. If I lost it, I lost it. It's better than,
yeah,
you can go blow
yeah.
40, 50,000
Yeah.
doing something stupid.
I think you're being very modest now because I know you through the years and what you do, you actually stop and reflect about the mistakes you made and you grow from there.
For sure.
Is that correct with that?
For sure. Yeah.
Good, good. So in the real estate, any other business that you like besides real estate? I know autos you like, real estate you like, anything?
I've been in the auto industry since I was 19.
Okay.
Just hanging out at body shops and seeing how things work. So I help out in the shop. I jump in the tow truck every now and then, as you know.
Yeah.
I do it all. If it has wheels, I can move it.
Okay.
So, other than that, no. Once I've finished this Ohio project, though, I am gonna look into laundromat. Probably Fall River, New Bedford, somewhere around there. Kind of turnkey-ish, where you don't have to be there. Automated cards type of deal. And then as well as I've tried it in little things like 6 families that I own, put the laundry in the basement and see what the money generates. So it makes sense to try it somewhere bigger. The 21 unit that I'm building will have a laundry room and a dry cleaners in it. So that will be one of the first places I actually try that idea. And then again, I'll look for a laundromat somewhere else.
Okay.
Just build that out.
All right. So you always want to try something new, push yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Push yourself out your comfort zone.
Out of
That's
comfort
how we
zone,
grow,
but
right?
also, if it makes money sense, then why not try it?
Yeah.
You can always scratch it off the bucket list. Like I tried it, didn't work. Let me, rearrange the model and come back at it another way.
Okay. Okay, that's great. What I know for somebody that's as busy as you are, there must be some morning routine or evening routine or something to keep you engaged in doing what you do and not fall off. So is there something that's definite you have to do every day, or?
For me, I think going to work is my morning routine. So, the 4 years I was out where you have all this time to kind of do what you want to do, it kind of worked backwards for me. So when I stopped working 4 years ago, I weighed 189. And I think by year 2, I was like 225. So I realized that a routine was definitely needed. So I jumped in the gym the 2 years before I went back. And then I realized that I couldn't keep a set schedule. So then I said, you know what? When I get the 2 flips I was working on done, and just kind of let the dust settle. I'll go back to work. That'll start my mornings at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Go to work. That's kind of my cardio. I pick up trash for a living. So that's my cardio. After I get out of work, I hire a personal trainer, go through that routine, and then get home, settle into that routine where, get clean, jump in a book, jot down a couple ideas. I actually get more done with less time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I definitely need structure.
Okay.
Structure.
And you mentioned to me you meal prep also. So you do gym, you meal prep. There's a lot of things that you do. You probably just, it's so automatic you forget.
Right. Yeah, I meal prep every Sunday. 5 lunches, 5 dinners. Breakfast is usually protein shake. So like I said, the gym is really therapeutic at the end of the day for me, where most people like to start there. I think you start there.
Mhm.
I actually end there.
Yeah. I start there.
Yeah.
I start right at, I'm up at 4 a.m., a cold shower. So I get it going.
I haven't graduated to the cold showers yet, but I'll try it.
Yeah, the morning routine could be, it's great for you, but it's still work.
Mhm.
Like you work on yourself, so it's good. What do you have any? Because did you see? I look at you. I think you're in a successful position right now, which I believe that you're going to keep growing because I know the person you are. Did you see yourself being at this? 20 years ago, do you see yourself being with the success you have, or you just knew you're going to do something? Or
I think for me, growing up, I was always kind of like, now I'm the only child, only grandchild. I grew up in the house, my grandparents, my 2 aunts, my uncle, and I was kind of the focal person. So everyone kind of give you that boost of you're gonna be something. So I think in the back of my mind, I thought so, but I never knew exactly where it would end, what industry it would be in, and then kind of, you grow into things. Like I said, I've always loved cars. So that's where everything kind of started for me.
Yeah.
As a kid, I used to travel around with a suitcase with cars in them as a kid, you know what I mean? So the car thing kind of started everything, and then hanging around you and all the older cats in the neighborhood where, some of the conversation I would hear is, is about money. Then I learned the real estate game, obviously, from you in Heston Terrace. We talked about a bunch of stuff. And just seeing you guys do it, you know what I mean? When you was flipping condos in Adam Street, just watching that process. And then when I bought my first property, having friends that would actually get in the trenches with me, like, yo, I'm gonna buy this house and you think we could demo it and fix it ourselves? Like, yeah. We can warrior most of the stuff. And then once we learned off of that, you just keep piggybacking and going and going. And that's just how it ended up here. So
nice.
I guess it's luck. It's some luck, but it's a lot of trial and error.
Luck is what
learn as you
opportunity
go.
meets preparation.
Facts.
Please prepare for it. I mean, Tony's a modest guy, so he's got a point that other people has helped him, which is good. But he hit on a key point though about who you surround yourself with is going to actually, dictate where you're going to be in life.
Facts.
Would you
Exactly.
would you agree to that? Or?
I think so. I mean, I think we've all grew up close-knit group of friends. You have your friends you party with, you have your friends you talk business, and then you have your friends that you see kind of in an elevated level and you wonder like how you get there. So now your job is to bridge the gap. And then once I figured out how to bridge the gap, kind of just end up where I'm at. And as far as did I see myself being here? No, not really. Honestly, probably think it'd be bars instead of stripes, So, but yeah, luck of the draw, I guess.
No, I mean, you definitely worked for it. I mean, so would you say that like by you, I like the word you use, bridging the gap. Would you say you worked on yourself to prove yourself? Is that how you bridge the gap, or you have another way of bridging the gap?
I think it's all about information and how you process it, right? So if you got someone that you perceive millionaire friends, right? So, you surround yourself with enough people, you actually become those people.
Yeah.
I think in a room with like you, Just Viz, Driscoll, people that were already in real estate, I'm around you guys, even if I'm not in the conversation, I'm hearing the conversation, I'm learning as I'm hearing. And now I try to implement some of the things I learned, but I I have a cheat code because I can call you and be like, yo, I'm thinking about buying this. What do you think? And then obviously I still have to take the leap of faith on the information I got. And like I said, the things kind of just worked out.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm glad we're doing this because
Yeah,
I'm actually
definitely.
picking up a lot of things that's like gems that you're putting out. And if I'm picking it up, imagine what the audience is like. Okay, we got this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna circle back just because I'm a big person on growth and routines and so on. So I'm trying to say, why do you feel it's important to meal prep? Like,
For me, like I said, I'm a creature of like routine. So I'm in the routine. It saves me time throughout the week. So now I meal prep these 5 lunches, put in my lunch bag. I try to do 6 to 8 waters a day. So I have a bag that fits the water. The meal goes on top, couple snacks. So in the morning when I wake up 5 o'clock, the only thing I do, brush my teeth the morning, the morning cleanup routine, get dressed for work, make my shake, out the door. The lunch, pop it in the microwave, put it in the heat bag, and I'm gone. I'm in a truck for 10 to 12 hours a day. Once I get out of work, straight to the gym, get my workout routines, usually like an hour, 15 minutes.
Nice.
Head home. Now all I have to do is take a shower. When I got the shower, put the dinner in the microwave. Now I can turn on ESPN for a little bit while I wind down to eat, and then go into my night routine, which is I try to read something before I go to sleep.
Nice.
Try to put the phone down for about 45 minutes before I go to sleep, just to wind down. And that's pretty much it. My TV's like weekend type deal.
You hit on key points. You try to keep this a secret? No, I mean, especially put your phone down. That's a great thing. And you talk about the nutrition. I'm assuming the eating habits important for you. Why is that? Why do you find that?
I mean, generally, my eating habits all over the place. Eat out, order, and then during the week I try to balance everything. So it's all about balance, right?
Yeah.
So during the week I have these 10 meals, and then the protein shakes and all that stuff. That's a set 5 days. Now Saturday comes, if I want to go out to dinner, or I still drink. So I want to go have a drink.
Yeah,
it's cool. 1 day, 2 days a week, maybe. You know what I mean? But then I go back to my routine on Sunday where I make everything I need to make. And then Monday through Friday, it's boom, back to that. So that's what, for me, in my family, diabetes is heavy. So, we've been around enough health risk people that that's pretty important. So, I mean, there's no point in making the money if you're not going to be around to actually enjoy it.
That's a valid point. That's a very valid point. What would you have to say to the neighborhood we grew up? And I'm sure there's people who they get a choice: either go to college or you're nobody. In a way, kind of household. What do you have? Anything you could say to?
I think everybody should learn what's for them. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anything wrong with going to college. Obviously, my 2 daughters, one graduated from Wentworth, the other one's in her 3rd year at Amherst. College not an option for them, where for me, I went because that's what was preached.
Yeah.
But after the first year, I realized it wasn't my path, and I dropped out, and then the rest is history, you know what I mean? I think when you get stuck into following the crowd and everybody says, oh, college not for everybody. Right now, I mean, I mentor some kids, and we don't preach go to college. It's on a case-by-case basis. So some kids are built for that. I mean, if you're going to go and be an engineer, doctor, lawyer, why not? But if you know you're in the trades, then why waste your 4 years going to college when you can actually be in your field?
The positive reflection again. It's a time,
Oh yeah, definitely everything.
What's for one person might not be for the other
for
person.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Talk a little about myself. Like I have an adult daughter. I have 2 amazing grandkids. There's certain things that I try to instill in them, like do extra. So you can't say I just went to school today and I come home. You do extra reading. You can't say I was at gym. You do extra workout when you get home. It's so on. That's what I try to instill in them. That's what I tell them. Hopefully they listen, or maybe they'll hear it later. But anything that you could add that you tell your kids that's important for growth and how to be better?
I think the biggest thing I think my kids would probably take away from me, I encourage my kids, don't be scared to make a mistake. So I tell them, you know, there's lessons in that. You know what I mean? Obviously, I've made a bunch of mistakes, but you learn from them and you grow. That's where the growth happens, right? So I tell them that I think that's the one I drive home. Always do your best, obviously. And if that's not good enough, be happy that you gave your best. You know what I mean? I can't be disappointed in that.
That's huge. That's huge because I grew up encouraged like not to make mistakes, not to do things like that. You know, until again, I'll say it 1,000 times. Until I started to embark in the self-development journey, the growth journey, had no idea who I was and who I am actually. So the fact that you say that to your kids, you put them ahead of the curve already. They already it's a different so are they more like, do they take risks now, or what do you think?
So I say one child is probably going to be a risk taker, and the other one is going to be an analytical thinker. And I don't think there's anything bad about doing it, but I think it's tougher to take a chance doing something when you're analytical about everything. So it's like if one thing is off, then it's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where if you're kind of a risk taker, then you just kind of take in all the information and you never really, I don't concentrate on what could go bad.
Yeah.
I rather just go, and then when it goes bad, you have to pivot, and you know, there's obstacles you have to get through. But that's kind of the way I do business as well. So I mean, it works, and then when it don't work, you scrap it and start again. So
I used to be very analytical too, but once I started pushing myself outside the comfort zone, I started realizing that these mistakes are not that bad. You're not gonna die from it. You're just gonna learn something new, and you evaluate it and move on.
100%.
That's one of the greatest thing about stepping out your comfort zone. So you realize who you are. You know?
I mean, just having the balls to step out of your comfort zone is big. You know what I mean? So I think where we come from, everybody stays grouped together, so it's really no discomfort there because you're always around people you grew up with. You know them for so long. The discomfort comes from when you leave that pod and you're on your own and you start meeting different people and you start hearing these different ideas. You're like, oh shit, like this is new. And then when you bring it back, you know, everyone's kind of just moving. Not to shit on people for doing the same thing that makes them comfortable, do what makes you happy. But at the end of the day, it's like where you see yourself in 5, 10 years, where you see yourself at 50, where you see yourself at 65, 70. I don't see myself just doing the same thing over and over and over. Nah, it's just not gonna work. So, and how am I supposed to tell my kids to do something different if I'd ever try something different?
Yeah, it's great. You said the example, and I heard that one of my mentors told me a long time ago, you don't know what you don't know. And I feel like that makes no sense, but it's true. Like if you don't know that there's growth, there's different things out there, you don't take the chance on it, then you'll never know. I mean, I thought I bought a couple of real estates and I thought I was the man.
As we all do.
Until I stepped out of my comfort zone and I started hanging around people that was 10 years younger than me, and they had like 5 times my portfolio, you know? And then I go, oh, so you're not so big anymore, are you? But then that forced you to grow and, you know, it get better at what you do.
I think the biggest thing is ego. If you check your ego. And then the other thing is, do you want to be the big fish in a little pond, or do you want to swim with the big fish in the ocean? You know what I mean?
Nice.
So that's kind of,
nice.
I think another gem that I kind of latched onto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we grew up in a 6-block radius. You could be the man there.
Yeah.
But now you step outside of that 6 blocks. Who are you?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, throw some gems out there. Beautiful. Oh man, I'm so happy to have you on the show. It's making it so much easier for me. Like all the things you're saying, it's like boom. So I know it is. Obviously, I invited you on the show because we're friends first, and I know your growth over the years. I almost forgot about you, so because you've been doing this for so long, and I'm like, wow, anybody else would die to have him on the show, and I have him right here. And you know,
I thought it was crazy when you asked me, like, me. I'm like, we talk all the time, so it's like, I guess why not? You know what I mean?
You have a lot to say. I mean, I've learned a lot from you. I'm sure the audience has learned a lot from you, and we definitely have to do this in the future. What I've got better at as a podcast host. Okay, Coach Cardoso, get your game up.
I mean, hey, it's nothing but growth, right?
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, if you start at the bottom, it's only up.
That's enough from here. Final question I always forget. What does growth mean to you?
Growth is knowing where you started, where you're heading, and implementing a plan to get there. It's being strong. It's learning as you go, and reflect a lot of reflection. Like you know what I mean. Like how do I know where I need to go if I don't know where I came from? You know what I mean? And that's pretty much sums it up for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. You just summed up the show for me. I love it. This has been great. Thank you so much for being on my show. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having me. Look forward to seeing the stuff that you got coming up. Like I said, when you told me, this is a great idea. I think it's really needed for people that we grew up with as well as people that we don't know to see, people actually start something and finish and keep, trying to level up. So I think it's a dope idea. I hope we'll see it go. Keep pushing.
Thanks again. I appreciate it. And thanks you to the audience. Come grow with us.